America. This is Smart Madu Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now and Global Matters Arising at ONN. It's a beautiful day here in Houston. Yes, how are you guys doing? Yes, Thursday, the 6th of November, 2025. Wow, the year is rolling to a close. Great. Well, globally, things are happening. Nigeria, things are getting worse. Yes, and today we have the benefit of the companionship of a great Nigerian, yeah, from Los Angeles, California, joining us on this show this morning. His name is Charles Ogumba, a die-hard Nigerian patriot and an ex Biafran soldier, but still a Biafran soldier. Yes. Pissed off with what is taking place in Nigeria. Yes. So we're going to be talking about Saad Abubakar, yeah, the fake impostor Sultan of Sokoto in Nigeria. Looking at his statements. Yes, at a time, Nigeria is going through hell. Yes, and he is one of the masterminds of terrorism. The eye of the world is on him. Yes, the eye of the United States is on him. The CIA knows a lot about him. Now we want an official pronouncement. Nigerians know about him, but they are scared. This guy has loomed large as the Sultan of Nigeria. No thanks to the legacy of Imperial Britain. But today, that has come to an end. We will not, we will not be in chains of colonial Britain. Today and now, we will take over our country. And this man you are seeing behind me is going to be, and is prophesied to be the last Sultan of Sokoto in Nigeria. All right, so why will we await the arrival of Mr. Charles Ogumba? I am going to run down a few things, about this man for you. He served in the Nigerian army, and not because he was a good soldier, because the army in Nigeria is controlled by the Fulani elites. The British handed over everything to them to punish those who stood up against them and asked them to demand, or those who demanded independence for Nigeria. They were punished, and the power was given to these criminals. And they have done a good job at destroying Nigeria. So join us this morning. If you are joining us, please, from any and everywhere, let us know who you are, where you're joining from, as this discussion gets underway. Yes, we thank all our subscribers and those who are just visiting us today. Please don't leave without subscribing. It's a lot of fun that we have here. We deal with real people, those who want to solve global problems, and those who love Africa, and especially Nigeria. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your likes, your loves, your sharing of our messages. Thank you for your super thanks. Yes, that you purchased to help us advance our message. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for all you do to support the ONN movement. We love you. Thank you very much. So we are waiting for Charles Ogumba to join us from Los Angeles, California, so we can get this whole discussion underway. He was born in the north of Nigeria. He knows so much about Islam and the north and the culture of the north of Nigeria. He knows a lot. So we are going to be tapping into his experience and his life and time there, being someone that was born there. So you hear a rendition of what he knows about the north of Nigeria. So let's get going while we wait for him. Yes. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the rogue president of Nigeria. I call him rogue president of Nigeria because he was not properly elected by the people of Nigeria. He was elected by these terrorists. Now he finds himself in a very difficult corner. He does not have the spine, no backbone to fight these guys, because they help him compromise the Nigerian, everything about Nigeria, including all the Nigerian strategic institution, including the INEC, the Nigerian Armed Forces, the traditional institution, and everything, even the banking institution was compromised for him to emerge as president of Nigeria. So he owes them a lot. Maybe perhaps he wanted to do some good, but because he's in chains, he can't do any good. Can he break away from them? No. I don't believe that he can. He doesn't have the capacity to do anything. He doesn't have the moral platform to stand on to do anything because he too is a criminal. A criminal that we don't know any record about his upbringing. We don't know anything about his elementary school, high school. Yes, we don't know a damn thing about him. We don't know anything about his parents. We don't know anything about his brothers and sisters. We know nothing about his classmates in high school and elementary school. He's just like a man who came from somewhere, from the space, and then dumped in Nigeria. So a lot about him is shrouded in secrecy. He's a mystery man. So what Bola Ahmed cannot do, because it's a part of the conspiracy to destroy Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so difficult about picking up this anti-Nigerian high-profile Fulani nationalist brigand and vandal, with so much blood in his hands from his hole, and sending him to his creator after being formally proven guilty on earth to fulfill all righteousness because of his level of criminal culpability to answer for his crime against humanity. A bloody hand like Bola Ahmed Tinubu has no moral high ground to stand on to prosecute this criminal because they are equally yoked. Yes, you mean if I am president of Nigeria with the mandate of the Nigerian people, yes, that this rogue and his likes, including but not limited to Ahmad Gumi, driven by a warped religious ideology, weaved around politics, economics, and finance, we have the audacity to be doing what they are doing to test the will of the state of Nigeria without consequence or consequences. I doubt that. I truly doubt that. Nigerians, yes, you Nigerians, yes, Nigerians, yes, we Nigerians, you are reaping what you sowed through the various things you do, including selling your votes and aligning tribal, religious, and regional nationalist instincts as influences or yardsticks in the places of ability, competency, knowledge, courage to do right, and the exceptional content and strength of character required to lead and provide patriotic leadership for all. Yes, to bring about your ever lackluster leadership, like the corrupt and odious type now being delivered by a heinous criminal who was forced into power, yes, by the worst assemblage of evil men ever known in the history of Nigeria. Yes, any fight against terrorism that doesn't take this bloody beast of a mastermind and his cohort of masterminds out will be an exercise in us. They are on a generational mission to violently seize Nigeria. And the only people who can stop them are Nigerians from tribes, yes, religions, yes, regions, and who must go to work now. Now, Saad Abubakar has been prophesied to be the very first, the very last Fulani Sultan of Sokoto, and nothing will stop that prophecy from coming to pass because it is an event whose time has come. Yes, that is the word of Smart Mado Ajaja, convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Yes, well, we are still expecting to hear from Mr. Charles Ogumba. Yes, um, our guest this morning, to do justice to this issue of a man who is supposed to be a moral mirror. Yes, his ancestors seized their Hausa lands and imposed themselves, created a new set of royalties in across Hausa states down to Ilori. Yes, where they, minority, administer the places over the majority aborigines. Can you see apartheid in Nigeria? And Nigeria spent a lot of money, yes, and a lot of resources fighting apartheid in South Africa. Here we are sitting, apartheid is ruling the whole of Nigeria. So, to the people of the world, this is the story of Nigeria. Here is a terrorist, a mastermind of terrorists, telling us that they are fighting those who are maiming and destroying Nigerians, those who are raping women of Nigeria from across everywhere in Nigeria, that any person who fights them is fighting the Almighty Allah. I don't know the type of Allah that Allah is. Is it the Allah that we know, or is another Allah? That Allah must be a rogue Allah. That Allah must be a bloody Allah. That Allah must be a vampire Allah. That Allah must not be the Allah that does not permit anybody to take anybody's life. This man is evil. A lot of mayhem has happened under his watch. Yes, and he has found a way, sadly, how they impose themselves on the people of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria the people of Nigeria are scared of these criminals. Yes, that have destroyed everything about Nigeria. 10 out of the country's leaders came from the Fulani tribe or has something to do with the Fulani tribe. And you know one thing about this Fulani tribe? The Fulani tribe is a minority tribe in Nigeria, made up of not less than up to 10 million people. Nigeria's population is estimated to be around 250 million. So, and a small element, a group of crazy elements from that race, yes, has generationally rendered Nigeria dysfunctional, strike fear in the eyes of Nigerians. They do as they please, and nobody challenges them. Let me call Charles to see what's going on. If it's here, Charles Ugumba. Charles Ugumba. Just Ugumba. Yeah, and try to get him. Hello? Yeah. Are you ready? Did you see the link I sent you? I haven't opened it. I just finished getting dressed. Okay, just look at it. Once you finish, just come on. Okay. All right, man. Yes, he's getting ready to join us. So if you are joining us for the very first time, we welcome you with love. We thank you for your sacrifices. We thank you for your time, because there are millions of channels on YouTube, and you chose to be with us this morning. That is a lot of sacrifice on your part, and we don't play with that. We thank you. We thank you. We sincerely and deeply appreciate you. We are waiting for for Charles Ugumba to join us from California, Los Angeles, California, here in the United States. So while we are doing that, we're gonna be talking, about this issue, the insecurity in Nigeria, that alerted the sensibility of the United States to the extent of declaring Nigeria, yes, a country of particular concern, that prompted President Donald Trump to threaten military action. And I don't believe that that is off the table right now. And you need to see what is taking place from those who have been holding Nigeria captive. Donald Trump, whether he invades Nigeria or not, he's not going to invade Nigeria. I believe if he wants to take any action, the action should be targeted. and not an all full-scale invasion. But you need to hear what is taking place. Because those criminals holding Nigeria hosted, they are jobless. They are scared for their jobs. They are scared for their lives. They are scared for everything. They are scared of the Nigerian people that they will not have any more to exploit if the U.S. Gets involved and hopefully does it for free and not with any ulterior motive in mind. All right. So you see them, they are coming out in the media condemning the United States, talking about sovereignty and territorial integrity that Nigeria has never had. Yes, Nigeria has never had anything called territorial integrity and sovereignty. Yes, if these vandals had the respect for Nigeria's territorial integrity and sovereignty, they won't be importing mercenaries into Nigeria to attack and harm our people. Yes, so they have been sleepless and restless. Yes, they have been sleepless and restless. Nigerians, I tell you, we warned you. Not just, I started warning you 3 years ahead of 2023, but you did not listen. Nigerians are paying a huge price for their bad choices via non-participation in the democratic process, sabotaging the process of choosing leaders, resorting to tribal, regional, religious, and blind partisan political nationalism. When they must choose the very best as leaders, and most painfully, their conspiracy of silence when it mattered most in 2023 by their government, fake government, and its drivers. Yes, it's Nigerians paying a price, paying a price. If they recover from this, will they make the same mistakes? There are consequences of choosing your tribe over your country. There are consequences of choosing your religion over your country. There are consequences of choosing incapacity over abilities, competency, knowledge, courage to do right. Yes, and the content and exceptional strength of character required to lead and provide leadership to the extent of building, utilizing, yes, expanding, extending, and sustaining capacity for the people of Nigeria and Nigeria as a country from generation to generation. Yeah, that is why those countries that are great, including the United States, from where I'm preaching this message to you, that is why they are great. I'm sure you saw what happened in New York a couple of days ago when the will of the people prevailed over the will of a billionaires. The billions made no sense. The people prevailed and elected who they wanted to be the mayor of New York. In Nigeria, it would have been a different story. When you sell your vote, you sell your future, you sell your voice, you sell your power of the people. Yes. And those who work against the interest of the people will hammer you down, just like you are being hammered down now in Nigeria. Nigerians, I hope you learn. Yes, I hope you learn from this. I hope you learn from this. Yes. The person he spoke with was Ahmad Gumi, the terrorist, the mouthpiece of bandits, those kidnapping, killing, and maiming our people in Nigeria. Yes. Yes. He's talking about one of the masterminds of them. Yes. That was the last man that young man spoke with. Yes. Yes. Abdul Mutala. If you remember, Google in 2009, Christmas bomber. Yes. Yes. Abdul Murtala. So you blame the United States, you got to be. America is a very strategic country. And when it comes to fighting terrorism, they go to war hundreds of miles, thousands of miles to say they want to protect America's strategic interests. And part of it is stemming the tide of criminal. He is incompetent to provide leadership development. Yes. The last person he spoke. He's talking about one of the masterminds of terrorism. They call it Ahmad Gumi. Ahmad Gumi was deported from Saudi Arabia. Yes, back to Nigeria because of his involvement with terror network from around the world. He was living in Saudi Arabia. Yes, the government of Saudi Arabia had to deport him. Yes. All right. Our listeners from Nigeria, across Africa, and around the world, we have the pleasure of having Mr. Charles Ugumba, all the way from Los Angeles, California, here in our studio in Houston, Texas. Hey, Mr. Ugumba, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, my Jaja?
I'm doing very well. Yes, I'm so sorry that we had to bring you in at such a short notice because of the matters arising here in Nigeria. Yes, there was this statement credited to that beast they call a Sultan of Sokoto. Yeah, Fulani Sultan in Sokoto, stating that the attack anybody who attacks Boko Haram is attacking the Almighty Allah. So that's what prompted this emergency broadcast. So we want you to weigh in that, having been someone who was born in the north of Nigeria and with a clear understanding of Islam and how Islam works. Is it true that Islam will support terrorism?
Islam makes peace with non-Muslims until they get strong enough to attack them. That is a tenet of Islam. If Islam is fighting you and finds out that there is no victory for them, they will make peace with you until they are able or they think that they can overcome you. But the first thing is, Fulani have been in our land officially for about 200 years, 221 years. What tradition is he after? Is he the Fulani leader of Fulanis in Nigeria? Because Hausa people says he doesn't lead them anymore, that they don't practice the same Islam. They have different types of Islam. The Islam of Fulani accepts attacking Muslim faithful, even in the mosque. They did it to Macau in Zaria, king of Zaria, and he had to flee to Suleja. They are still doing it today. They do not, Fulani does not recognize Hausa mosques as places of worship because they go there to commit rape. They take women in there and rape them in the mosque. They come there to attack them when they are praying. And you say these are both Muslims. They are not. How can an impostor who came to Nigeria 200 years ago become a traditional ruler and the leader of the traditional rulers in Nigeria? That is not going to stand. Fulani made a serious mistake by attacking Hausa, which is their backbone. Now they will be left to fend for themselves. Their days are numbered. I mentioned to you before all this US involvement news broke that the day will come when Fulani will need a password to walk around in Nigeria, because they will ask you, what's the password? And if you don't have it, you are toast. There is no Christian organization in Nigeria attacking Hausa or attacking Nigerians. no soldiers of St. Columbus, no believers in Matthew or warriors of David attacking Hausa, attacking Nigerians. It is all Muslims attacking the rest of Nigerians. And they say there is no genocide. When they are in that motorbike, 300 deep, going on a mission, and they happen on a community like Barkin Ladi or Yelwata or many of the other places in Nigeria, they are even in Ishan. What the heck is Fulani doing in Ishan? Attacking people of Ishan. These are people from the Maghreb, from Tukula, Futajalon. What are they doing in Ishan? What type of government sees them in Ishan, does nothing, and says that, oh no, let Nigeria deal with its own situation? That's not even, we don't even want just American involvement. We want America to insist that Nigerians, especially Christians, have access to arms to protect themselves. Democracy is protected by the ability of the common man to question the mighty man. You use guns to protect your rights, your family, property you have lawfully acquired. Whatever you do with your gun, you are answerable to it. Every adult sane who pays taxes has a right to have a gun. That is why in Igbo society, we are democratic. Every family is equal. Families will appoint a spokesman for themselves and he will speak for them. But everybody else is equal. We don't bow to nobody.
Wow. Yes, and now the U.S. is has declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and to the extent of wanting to get involved using its military. What do you see that? Do you agree with that? Are you in agreement with that? That
Oh,
the United States gets involved with its boots on the ground in Nigeria?
America never stays in a country permanently like England and colonizes it. We need America on ground to bring this nonsense to a halt yesterday, not tomorrow. The logistics involved with trying to give people arms to defend themselves is so cumbersome. We know where they are. Where they are. The Nigerian government knows where they are. You know. And when some people say, okay, if you Igbos, if you want to go your own way, can they please? These are the type of Muslims we want. Those who want Igbos and Biafrans to go their own way. Let them help Biafra go their own way. Let them not just say one thing and then do another thing. You know,
Wow.
we want boots on the ground.
Now,
And if they want me to come and show them the terrain, they wouldn't need me anyway. I will be very willing and available as an interpreter, anything.
okay. Now, they are talking about getting these people, getting the terrorists. Not much talk is being talked about, as not much is being said about the masterminds. Do you think that bombing the soldiers or their whatever they call them, their terrorists, will put an end to it without touching the mastermind like Ahmad Gumi and this Saad Abubakar, Rufai, and all the emirs in the north who have a hand in this?
All their rhetoric will come back to haunt them. America is usually very thorough. You know, the road to justice is long and winding, but it still gets there. Where can these people run in America that the CIA won't find them? This guy with his fist clenched in the picture there, Saad Abubakar, his days are
That's the
numbered.
beast.
You were the one who
Yes.
predicted that he's going to be the last emir of Sokoto. the last Fulani emir of
Yes.
Nigeria. I don't know why democratic
Yes.
Hausa are not at the same time appointing their own emirs of Hausa towns. These are your towns. We are Igbo. We don't have people from Amazonia or Gabon ruling us. Yoruba does not have people from Benin Republic or Dahomey and so on ruling them. Why must Hausa allow people from the Maghreb to be ruling them? It should not be happening. Look at all the money that Fulani with impunity takes to the north. It doesn't give the Hausa people anything. They are still as backward as 1959. Their children still walk around with runny noses, you know, torn clothes, no shoes, no schools, no proper teachers, no proper school buildings. This is a country that has billions. The impunity that Fulani has kicked into stage 2, which is the attack of persons in Nigeria, they have done and succeeded fully well with plundering our national wealth. If what they are doing now and the world is aghast, you know, what they are doing to human beings shocks the world. How then did Nigeria become the hotbed of corruption these past 30, 40 years? It is because these people did what they want, when they want, and how they want. And those days are over. It's not going to happen again. We are not, you are not warring through Saudi Arabia, you know, to be conquering lands. Allahu Akbar. Imagine if somebody was to shoot somebody in broad daylight, which Fulanis do, and mention, oh, Jesus is king, you kill somebody. Jesus is wonderful, you kill somebody. Hail Jesus, you kill somebody. We can't have that nonsense. All those other guys. And one thing with the US is if they come in, they will persuade other members of the EU and the NATO countries, whatever list they have of any Nigerian, that person is toast wherever they are. They can even prevail on the Saudis to give up Nigerians, the Qatari.
Great. Great. Now, some people are expressing concern, whether real or imagined, that they are worried about Nigeria being left worse off after the U.S. invades Nigeria, if they were going to invade Nigeria, the way Libya is, the way Iraq is, and the way Afghanistan is. So,
Yeah,
what do you have to say to people like that?
it is better for us to see our fellow citizens, thousands of them running, the crippled, the sick, running from other human beings on motorbikes, taking pot shots at them. It is better for us for a combi bus to be traveling on the road, on the freeway, and Fulani just come from both sides of the bush, stop the car, either burn the passengers there, inside the bus, insisting they don't burn them in there, or just abort them and go back on both sides of the forest, and nothing happens. That's what is better for Nigeria. Anybody saying that is, Nigeria will be worse off. Is Nigeria good now?
Yes, they talk about territorial integrity and sovereignty as one of the reasons, the violation of the country's territorial integrity and sovereignty as one of the reasons the U.S. should not come into Nigeria. And some of them are making a case for them giving support, technological support to Nigeria, that Nigeria is capable of fighting
Oh,
terrorism on its
hell
own.
no.
What do you have
That
to?
hell to the no no. I don't want to curse here because curse is very close to my mouth. Yeah, and curse is a form of protected speech. It is what, when you are
Yes.
riled by something, you curse at it. Hell to the no no. give Nigeria, this same Nigeria that orders military equipment and distributes to terrorists? Is that the Nigeria you will give? Those equipment will end up in the Fulani terrorist hands. This Nigeria that is incorporating terror. Every time you hear, and it gets worse when it's a Hausa man saying it. Oh, what Ojuku, what they did, they killed Tafawa Balewa and so on. How many people have Fulani killed since then? How many people? They go back, they try to reach out for that as if that's their basis. And the only reason why they do all these things is because they are using Nigeria's weapons against us. If it was even, how can a Fulani man compare with an Igbo man in terms of ability to make his own guns, make his own explosives?
Wow.
Nigeria is coming
And now,
back.
let me read something to you.
Yes.
Yes. The Kaduna State governor offers education, healthcare to bandits in a new peace initiative.
He
Do
lost
you
his,
think, is it
lost his, don't even read the rest. He lost his freaking mind. Anytime you see things like that coming from Nigerian government, don't spend your time reading them because they are all cooked information. Is now that he's dealing with he wants to reconcile with bandits, but they don't want to reconcile with people who are asking for their own country. Let me off this freaking boss. Let me off this bus that is heading for the cliff. Let me off. And they go and
wow?
they go and station soldiers there. They're shooting wrong people. There's never been any investigation in Nigeria about any army or military shooting. They threw Fela's mother from a first floor window, threw her body down, and she died. And there was no investigation. They said it was an unknown soldier. These are people, don't read anything, communicate from the Nigerian government.
All right. I just wanted to make that in the person. Hey, Monday, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. Yeah, the people of Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. We are here on with Mr. Charles Ugumba, a die-hard Nigerian patriot, a die-hard Biafran who joined the Biafran army at the age of 12. Can you share with the world? This is a new audience that we have today, brand new audience that we have today. Can you share with the world what prompted you to join the Biafran army
Well, ni ne
at that
Charlie dan
age?
Inus, ni ne Charlie dan Inusa jikan Barnawa, mashigin daji mai nasara. Kowane wuta da nashi hayaki. The fact is this: when Nigeria was in darkness, I was exposed to soldiers. Most Nigerians now attend school in an army barracks. They are called Army Children's School. It has nothing to do with the army. It's just a school for soldiers in the barracks. And
Yes.
initially, I used to walk from Barnawa to Kakuris, St. Andrews, Kakuris. It's at least 6 miles one way, 12 miles to go to school every day for years until it became feasible that the army barracks where we live can actually admit the children of non-soldiers. Before, it used to be completely for soldiers. And I had an uncle who was in the Nigerian Army Engineers. His name is Bartholomew. Back then, he's dead. He's dead now, years ago. This is in the 60s. He was
Yes.
in the Nigerian Army. So somehow they got
Yes.
me enrolled there, and I went to school there. And when the coup, and when you're in the Nigerian Army, you see everything happen, especially when the Nigerian Army was a very civil force. January 14th, January 15, 1966, from the 15th, 16th, 17th day, immediately after the January 1966 coup, the soldiers were patrolling the streets in a civil manner. There were not much infrastructure in Kaduna other than the old aerodrome, the Lugard House, Kaduna Railway Junction, the railway station. And when you move further south, it is the uh, Bostal Children's Penitentiary or whatever, and then the prison. Not much. So there was nothing for them
Yeah.
to control. They were just casually drive their Land Rovers and then back, drive their Land Rovers and back. But by then, on that day, when the news broke, nobody was in the streets. I was in the streets because I am this 10, 11-year-old wise kid, who has proximity to soldiers and is not scared of them. So I was
Yeah.
witnessing what was happening. But anyway, during the program, which nobody mentions, when thousands of Igbos were killed, I'm looking at my father today and I'm saying, this man actually had the money, the savings to send his family off back to Igbo land before the thing got in earnest. So many people died because there were people who lived from hand to mouth, for whom making provision for for your whole family to depart, do a journey at short notice is very hard. And I give my father kudos for that because he was able to rescue us on time. And he had the good sense to follow shortly after. Because after that, the road closed. They stopped trains from coming from the north to the south. And they were looking in public transports for Igbos and killing them en masse.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I tried my level best because I spoke Hausa and I spoke good English. I grew up reading the books of the white children that my father worked for. So I was literate enough in English. I spoke the city boys' English. And with all of that exposure, I tried to enlist in the Biafran army because then they had what they call boys' company. Boys' company were a number of these Igbo boys who were enrolled at the military school in Zaria. You think about how Hausa, not Hausa again, we discount Hausa, how Fulani has congregated every aspect of Nigeria's military arsenal in the north because they think that the day will come when they will have to overrun around the south. Everything is in the north. And you hear somebody saying there's justice in this country. We don't want the freaking Nigeria. We want out. So anyway, those boys, they look glamorous, as children, some of them a little bigger than you. I was big enough. I'm 6'1" now, but growing up, I was bigger than many children my age. And these boys in the
Mm.
military school were barely bigger than me. So they were glamorous to be seen in uniforms and so on. And I didn't even know the correlation of how they are in the military. I thought, I didn't put it together. So I insisted that I want to
Wow.
be enrolled. I started I will run away from home with no money. I can talk my way through anything, any hardship. If I have difficulty, I have no fear to ask for help. Everything, like I'm a city boy. So I kept chasing the army, recruitment centers from one to the other, one to the other. I mean, I would leave home and come back after about a month, all famished and beat up, failed, couldn't enroll. They said, they get out of here. We don't need people like you. And then a certain
Mm.
recruitment officer started noticing me. I said, wait, you speak Hausa, don't you? I said, yes. Yes, we're going to be needing people who will be interviewing stragglers. Yes, maybe we can take you in. There were 5 of us who enrolled that day, who were enrolled that day. It was the guerrilla battalion. None of them finished the
Wow.
training. None of them finished the military training. When I finished the training, 2 incidents happened which were a coincidence. The commander is from 3 or 4 villages removed from mine. He knows my parents and so on, but I didn't know him. And he went to secondary school in Zaria before starting his higher school education in Enugu, in CIC Enugu. He was commissioned second lieutenant of the Biafran Army, number 0098. He was the 98th officer commissioned in the Biafran Army and one of the smartest. He became the intelligence officer at 5th Battalion Enugu and was the IO for Nzogu. He was on Zogu's understudy.
Wow.
He became a lieutenant subsequently after that. By 1968-69, members of his graduating class in the officer candidate school were only a handful that are still alive. Many of them had died in the battles to retake Enugu, Okanano, Ovim, all those areas, Ozakoli, Umuahia. So after the death of Nzogu, he was now a captain. They asked him to form a specific guerrilla unit to fight the Nigerian army behind enemy lines. I don't know what anybody claims. I don't know the 68th Division, 68th Brigade, this and that. Yeah, they were gallant in the Biafran army. But freaking go check Port Harcourt Strike Force, Raiders Battalion, Port Harcourt Strike Force Brigade. We were the only bright light in Biafra because Major Nzogu, Major Njoko at that time was using guerrilla tactics to deal with the Nigerian enemy, the Vandals, the 3rd Marine Commando of the Nigerian army. And we beat them every round after round, every round after round. It was unthinkable. It was unheard of. Anybody listening to this who does not know of Port Harcourt Strike Force Brigade and their exploits at Enyogugu, at the retaking of Owerri, at Imerienwe, at Okomoko, Ipo, Abara, Ozuahia, Abok, Ozuzu. In all of these sectors, we beat the Nigerian army with a mix of guerrilla warfare. They were constantly on the retreat. I didn't fight in the war myself and shoot soldiers, front to front like that. He wouldn't even let me come on recce with him, because he thinks it will be a big problem for him if I was to die. And they say, how is it that the child we gave to you, who's your houseboy? Because then I will become his houseboy. I will not be a soldier anymore. How did you let him die? Did you make medicine with him? Or how American society is. So he never let me, into the war front. But every battle
Wow.
plan,
Yeah, perhaps because of your age.
every battle plan, every battle plan from divisional headquarters to brigade headquarters down to the battalion headquarters. I'm the one at the at the commander's house. I'm the one who run those battle plans to him at the attack headquarters at the war front.
Wow.
And
Wow.
immediately, one time, the boys were coming back to the rear with lots of uniforms, lots of new Nigerian camouflage and so on, and I wanted one of those. So one day, after bringing him food and everything, I snuck into one of the trenches and hid away, you know, thinking that, oh yeah, the attack will start and we are going to overrun these people and I will capture some equipment, some clean uniforms. Nigerian, I mean, the type you are wearing, that time it was
Yeah.
not as prevalent as it is now. Yes,
Yeah.
but I will get some. I don't know how, somehow, word got to him and he sent me with an orderly on the trot. They'd never let me walk. I was on the trot because in the military camp, as a recruit, once you cross the gate, you must always be on the trot. That is what distinguishes a trainee from the training staff. The training staff can walk. The recruit is not allowed to walk. You have to be jogging to wherever you are going. They put me on
Wow.
the trot
Wow.
from the forward line to to the headquarters to be locked up 7 days IHL,
Hey.
you know, and put in the gallows just for me sneaking out to want to get into combat. That's the closest I came to combat. But I had every
Oh.
military training, the whole military training. I was reading maps. I was reading maps with contours and everything at age 12, 13.
Wow.
Strip an
Wow.
AK-47
Wow.
blindfold. Then we think it is, but if you have handled a gun for a long enough time, you should be able to strip it now. But for them, for us, then it was a calling card, that you're able to do that, So,
Wow.
and then after the war, I came back to Kaduna and so on. Although I was going to school in the West at Akure, Aquinas College, Akure, I came back to Kaduna because my parents live in Kaduna. I'll come there for every holiday, and I finally came there to work. And you know what Providence will land me? To Aliko Misau Mohammed, Chairman Daily Times, President Nigerian Stock Exchange, Chairman Bank of the North, when
Mm.
the whole North had only one bank. He's their first chartered accountant. When they steal money, they bring it to him to tell them how to invest it. I was his personal assistant. If you're a Fulani man who mattered, I knew when Ismaila Issa was just an errand boy, a go for it. The way when they
Mm.
sent him to, when he became a big shot in the Nigerian government. I knew when he was an errand boy. Machido Mohammed, Aminu
Mm.
Tijani, you know.
So they have been stealing. They have been ripping Nigeria off for a very long time.
Oh, good. Who can stop them? Who will stop them? Do you know what? When you have a gun that works and you have heat inside it that will respond, who can stop you from anything? That is why the Nigerian army beat us on our streets. You be an attorney or whatever, a doctor, they slap you. The person slapping you barely can read or write, doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody questions. Is that not a zoo? Who wants that kind of a country? I come here where it is very ordered. Nobody dare infringe on my rights as a US citizen. In Nigeria, you have no right except you belong to a certain group. Don't mind all the small money that they let people like Emefiel and so on handle on their behalf. That is so that they can have a finger to point to. That way, it's not pointing at them. These people have destroyed Nigeria, and this is a country with some of the most industrious people in the world. When Nigerians go abroad, when Nigerians go, educated Nigerians, I don't mind all these riffraffs who get a chance to come to America and they don't know how a credit card works. They think that they can use your credit card and swindle the bank and swindle this. And they don't know that the American system is very well laid out. You know, deviations will just shoot up like a sore finger. you know, that
Absolutely.
if you come and try to scam people in America, yeah, you can scam people, but you can't get away with it. They don't know that in America you can't get away with it. That's why you see some days, one early morning raid, you have about 12 or 15 Nigerians. Check them. None of them is a professional. None is an engineer, an attorney or a doctor or whatever. Nigerians, wherever they go, anywhere in the world, and this does not include mostly the Hausa who have been oppressed by the Fulani. I'm talking about southern Nigerians who get an education, who know that they came from poverty, that the only way out of poverty is a great education. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Wherever do you see Nigerians anywhere in the world not making a positive, meaningful contribution to that society? Where? One of my fellow residents in this community, he asked me, I don't remember the name, so I'll just use the name. Oh, do you know Dr. Fadaunsi? He's Nigerian. I started laughing. There are many of them. So I can he says his father, this guy is Japanese. His father is a doctor, but his father is around 92. He's retired for near almost 30 years. He swears by that Nigerian
Mm.
doctor, who is his doctor, who is now his doctor. He swears by him as one of the best doctors in the world. And he himself is
Mm.
a retired Japanese medical doctor.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is inspiring. We do a lot of us here, majority of us here are doing great jobs here. It's just the idiots who don't have anything doing. They are the ones who come here and give us those images, like you rightly pointed out. When they are arrested, you find out they are nothing. Anyway, again, they are victims of the Nigerian system. Now, there was this talk about coup, talking about coup since the past 3 weeks. They abandoned some 16 names. Do you agree with them that there was any such plan or that a coup happened? Or what do you think about this damn coup stuff?
Well, see, we is them. The people who think they ought to have power, who have held power for a long time, do not want to see anybody with the power. So they plan something, even if they do. I don't listen to domestic news about Nigeria. Somebody marries somebody and the what do you how do what do they call that money that they give us because it's stolen money? The money
Mm.
they spray, and they spray 1 million at the wedding and so on. Whereas there are children going hungry, where that money can be put to better use. As you are now, if I give you $500, I didn't do a good thing to you. I can give that 500 somewhere because you don't need my $500. Yes, I'm just saying. So, what Nigeria does, if it is not strictly with the stripping of Fulani and getting their legs off the neck of Hausa, with the return of Hausa to prominence, with the discrediting of Fulani, with the renewal of Igbo land, and the rebirth of Biafra, I don't care about it. I don't read it. I don't look at it. I don't even, yeah, maybe sometimes I stumble into jokes and fun and all of those. But I don't, that's not, I'm
Yes.
looking to see what are the things troubling Nigerians. And it is bad. Maybe when a woman who is 7 months pregnant has to run as fast as her legs can carry her just to get away from terrorists who are shooting. These are not Christian terrorists. It's not Christians attacking Nigeria. It's Muslims. It is the people that he claims to lead. You know, when you hear people like Abubakar Gumi and so on, Nigeria has gone past those days. And the type of Nigeria we are going to have when there is a U.S. Military intervention is the type of Nigeria where it will end up with a lot of arms available. So this nonsense that is happening in Nigeria will not continue. The day will come
Okay.
when the
Mm.
Nigerian army will face attacks in so many fronts. They are already too thin. We need to discredit this Nigerian army. Either if we are going to remain in Nigeria, have a new Nigeria, or let us go. Let us get the hell out of Nigeria and perfect ourselves. We can do better for ourselves.
Now, thank you very much. There's a Darlington here. He said, "I witnessed all these things. I saw all those things happen." I think, yeah. Now, Darlington, thank you very much for your input. We appreciate you. Now, before we go, we are running out of time. We got about 5, 7 minutes left of this whole show. Now, with all this going on right now, and with Saad, because there's been so much going on, they are rallying using their old dead on arrival,
Yes.
uh, very popular rhetoric in the past that America is this America involvement is an attack on Islam and Muslims in Nigeria. So, what do you have to tell the Hausa people? You know, especially with all that is taking place now. Uh, do you have a word for the Hausa people for them to perhaps focus on their struggle to liberate themselves from the Fulanis and not get themselves involved with the rhetoric of Saad and his cronies of criminals?
Tell me, what has religion done for Hausa people? This is a foreign religion, both Islam and Christianity. They are foreign religion. Those two wise heads there. All of a sudden, God was able to speak to them and ignored every other person around the world. You see in Nigeria, Muslims pray 5 times a day, 30 minutes a pop. That's 2.5 times. 100 million of them is 250 million hours daily given to prayer. And what is the result? Does their prayer stop them, people from attacking them, killing them, murdering them, raping them? The two religions in Nigeria are fraudulent. Nobody needs them. New Nigerians don't want them. They should take that shit and put it away where it belongs. They talk about heaven and hell and earth and an angel and Jibril. They have names for them, Gabriel, Michael, and this one, so on and so forth. All of them is made up lies. Pray for a plate of rice now. Pray for a plate of rice to appear in your front with real good meat in it within the 3 minutes length of this program and see if it will happen. It's like baying to the moon. You see a dog, when a dog comes outside and bays to the moon, that's what prayer is. That's this religion we don't give up. Take that mess back to Mecca and Sokoto. Arab religion, Jewish, European, religion.
Oh my God, you are crazy, man. Yes. Yes, the people of the world, we have been talking with Big Brother, diehard patriot, diehard African, diehard Biafran, love Nigerian people, does great things in Nigeria, working so hard, to inspire the Hausa people. He has training centers where children are taught mathematics, science, engineering,
Chinese,
Chinese, and everything.
robotics,
Yes, yes, yes.
critical
Robotics
thinking,
in China. This guy is a great guy.
computer
It
keyboarding.
was such a great. It was just a great pleasure, having you here, and especially at a short notice. I thought you were going to be somewhere inside the Canyon when I called you, but I'm so happy that
That's what
I
you
got
get
you
when you're in
to
California.
speak. Now, generally, before you leave, say something to the people of Nigeria about this whole thing. About you already said much. Just give a parting word to the people of Nigeria as a whole, not just Hausa people. About
Nigeria,
what they should. Go ahead.
Nigeria, Nigerians have pursued a mess of porridge. The Yoruba, because of the ports around them, have always business. They will always feel better off than the rest of Nigerians. The Igbos will hustle. The Hausas don't see anything. They don't get anything because the Fulani took it all away. We are all one people. Our common enemy is Fulani. Nigerians must come to, whether you are Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba. The Igbos have their own faults. Sometimes they insult their audience or the people who harbor them and so on by brandishing their wealth and so on, throwing it in the face of these people. So we all, as groups, have our individual faults, but we also
Absolutely.
have our best points, which we can bring together. And the Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, we are indigenous people. We should discard all those name calling that has not yielded anything for Nigeria and concentrate on taking the yoke off our neck, take the splint off our eyes, which is Fulani. We must decisively deal with Fulani. If we don't deal with Fulani in Nigeria, there is no daylight for Nigeria. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much, Brother Gumba. I will sincerely appreciate you, for just jumping in at such a short notice. And we look forward to further collaboration. Probably before the end of the week, we'll have something together. Thank
Yeah,
you very much. We appreciate you. God
you're
bless you.
welcome. Anytime.
All right, take care, sir. Us and listeners from around the world, uh, thank you very much for joining us. Being part of this, you heard from somebody who is very, very versed with the north of Nigeria. He was born in that region. He understands very well, very deeply, the Fulanis and the Hausa people, and on a number of times he has appeared on this show. So when I brought up this idea of talking about what this idiot said about bringing God into killing people, people are destroying people's lives and property, raping women, that anybody who fights them is fighting God. That incensed me. And I had to bring someone who is more versed than me in that area. And I'm happy that he did justice. So if you are on this program today, please do us a favor, share it. And if you're a Nigerian especially, share it like never before. And so that other Nigerians will have an access, have an opportunity to listen to it, so we can continue this conversation on the comment section. And why we look forward to seeing you in our next major stream that is coming. Bye for now and much love. Bye bye.